I got a good one for you guys today, the Tonal Home Gym. Is this the Rolls Royce of smart home gyms? Takes up minimal space, it has built-in coaching, and it has resistance built into it as well. I've been lucky enough to get my hands on one of these bad boys, so today I'm gonna break down my experience for y'all. What's up everybody, it's Jake, and for today's review, I had to switch up locations a little bit on you guys. Don't worry, I'm still gonna tell you everything you need to know about the Tonal, from the price and the features, as well as the pros and cons, and of course, who should or maybe should not buy one of these. But before I get started with all of that, I have to let you know, we've reviewed a lot of smart gyms on BarBend.com, and if you wanna browse our best list, just go ahead and search BarBend Best Smart Gyms, and you can find out for yourself which ones that we like the best. Okay, so what do I like about Tonal? Well, for starters, it takes up minimal space as you see right here, but it's also an adaptive piece of equipment. So once you complete a strength assessment, you're never gonna have to worry about figuring out how much weight to lift on your own. Tonal is gonna provide a suggested weight for every single workout that you do, and that's gonna increase over time as you progress in your strength. It is an extra fee, but once you add on the accessories package, it's gonna include their own version of a barbell, some smart handles, a rope attachment, a yoga mat, a foam roller, and a weight bench for you to work out with. And a set of 17 sensors right here is gonna read your form and provide suggested feedback wherever it's necessary. So if you're doing an exercise the wrong way, it's gonna pop up right here on the screen and tell you exactly what you need to do to correct that. Okay, so with all those great things about Tonal being said, there's still a few issues you might run into, and let's go ahead and get the elephant in the room out of the way. It's expensive, especially once you factor in the necessary attachments, shipping and installation, and everyone's favorite thing to pay, taxes. You're gonna be spending over $4,000 on this piece of equipment. Since Tonal has to be mounted onto your wall, it can be a little bit tricky to find the sweet spot for it to go, so be sure to find those exact stud spacings before you commit to a location in your home. So it's required for your studs to be either 16 or 24 inches apart, and Tonal cannot be mounted into cinder block, which is why we're not in the garage today. There is a different feel all around, especially when it comes to the barbell during a bench press. It's a little bit wobbly, and that's due to the cables. That's something you can power through, but it definitely feels a little funky in the beginning. And the max weight resistance is 200 pounds. Now that might be plenty of weight for the recreational lifter, but if you're a power lifter, you know, it's probably not enough weight for you, and you're probably gonna be better off with a good old fashioned barbell and some weight plates that can handle the amount of weight that you're able to lift. Well, Wu-Tang said it best, cash rules everything around me. So let's talk about some money now. Unlike some other smart gym companies, Tonal does not offer more than one package. So the actual Tonal itself is about 3,500 bucks. The necessary attachments are around $500. Shipping and installation is gonna cost you about $300. And on top of that, you have to pay about 50 bucks a month for a monthly membership fee. Now, those monthly payments for your membership, those are gonna kick in as soon as you get your Tonal set up with a 12-month minimum plan. Now, good news is if you're on a tight budget, you can at least split your payment up into interest-free payments of over 24, 36, or 48 months, but I'll dig into more of that in just a second. All right, now let's compare the price of Tonal to a gym membership as well as some personal training classes. So the average gym membership in the United States is right around 50 bucks a month, and then around $40 or so for personal training classes. So let's say you saw a personal trainer twice a week. That's gonna be about 250 bucks on top of your gym membership. So in total, you'll be spending around $3,600 a year just on those two things. Now, let's say you want a personal trainer to come to your home. Well, that's gonna be more expensive. Let's say it's about 60 bucks per visit. Then when it's all said and done, you'll be spending around $5 grand just on your gym membership and those at-home visits from a personal trainer. All right, now say you want to finance your purchase through a firm. You'll have 3 different options to choose from, either the 24, 36, or 48-month options. So let's start with that 48-month plan. You'll be making monthly payments of around $140. That's going to equal to right around $1,700 a year. That 36-month option, well, that's going to be around $170 a month, or right around $2,000 a year. And that 24-month payment plan, that's going to be around $230 a month, or right around $2,700 a year. So in the long run, you'll actually be saving a little bit of money with Tonal, and you'll still get the benefit of having personal training without actually having to leave the comfort of your home. All right, now in terms of your subscription, there's really not much to it, honestly. As I said, you got to pay right around $50 a month, and that's just to gain access to the available classes that are loaded onto Tonal. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the accessories now. Once again, this is not included with your original purchase of the Tonal. It's gonna be an additional $500 or so on top of that. Now, this is gonna include their version of a barbell, a pair of smart handles, a rope attachment, a yoga mat, a foam roller, and a weight bench for you to use. Now, really cool thing here is that the smart handles, as well as this clamp that can attach to your barbell and your rope attachment, they use smart technology. Now, all right, what does that mean exactly? Well, essentially what this does is it turns on and off the digital weight with just that click of a button. It almost acts as a spotter. So once you're ready to lift, you're in position, you just click that button, the weight's gonna kick in and you're ready to go. Now, let's say you're struggling or you just want to turn the weight off, simply just press that button. So that's really how it does, in fact, act like a spotter. This smart technology is also going to track your reps for any exercise that you're doing, and that's going to add on to your overall leaderboard score that I'm going to talk about in just a minute. Now, as far as the foam roller, the yoga mat, and the weight bench go, they're pretty basic, so it'd be nice if these were separate and you could purchase them separately. And also got to say, I would like to see an adjustable weight bench instead of a normal flat bench. It's going to take up more space probably in your home, but there's so many benefits in my opinion with an adjustable bench. I personally would love to see that here. All right, so let's talk about available space that you need for your Tonal. Once again, Tonal mounts directly to your wall, and it's required for your stud spacings to be either 16 or 24 inches apart. Anything bigger or smaller than that, it's just simply not gonna work. The actual footprint of Tonal though is obviously pretty small, and that's a really nice thing about it. It's just over 4 feet tall, just under 2 feet wide, and it only sticks out about 5 inches or so from your actual wall. Now, really the only thing you gotta worry about is just making sure your ceilings are tall enough for those times where the cable arms are at their highest point. So I'd recommend having around 7 square feet of space or so, just so you can work out properly with Tonal. And you need to make sure you have your Tonal placed in the most ideal spot in your home, because if you ever need to move it for whatever reason, you're gonna have to have somebody from Tonal come out and do that for you. All right, now you also have the option of purchasing a storage shelf, and that way you can hang your barbell, your rope attachment, and your smart handles from individual hooks, while your yoga mat and your foam roller can sit on top of the shelf. Now, as far as your weight bench goes, Tonal does not have any sort of solution for it to store, so you'll probably want to get a little creative and find somewhere for it to be tucked out of sight. This is an extra $250 though. Since you're already spending over $4,000, I'd suggest coming up with a cheaper alternative just to store all of your accessories. All right, so let's talk about the available classes that Tonal provides. There's over 1,000 of them right here at your fingertips, ready to go at a moment's notice. But you can also create your own custom programs, whether that be a full body workout or you create your own split for a full week. There's an option for basically everybody, since there's strength training classes, dance cardio classes, and even family classes for you to choose from. Now, Every single one of these classes are led by an instructor, and they consist of a warm-up as well as a cool down. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, these workouts are pretty legit, and they had me feeling pretty tired by the time I was done with them. And I know it sounds a little bit weird that the weight is all done electromagnetically, but I promise you, you're gonna get a good workout in. You can join an on-demand class at any time of the day. You can join a live class with the rest of the Tonal community. You can do virtual workouts with your friends, or you can do a partner workout with one of your buddies. So a partner workout is gonna require for your friend to be signed into their Tonal account. And as soon as you guys select what workout you wanna do, Tonal's gonna ask who's going first, and then after that, the weight is gonna be automatically adjusted between each person's set. That way, it's gonna accommodate for both of you. Now, while you're working out, you can track stats such as your heart rate, total volume lifted, as well as your range of motion while you're lifting. That way you always know where you need to improve. Another really cool thing about Tonal is the companion app. So this is where each and every single one of your workouts are tracked, and you're able to see your results in real time with the progress tracker. Tonal is also gonna take your original strength assessment score that you have. It's gonna set a benchmark for your fitness journey. And the app is also gonna show your growing strength broken down by body region and muscle group, and that's also gonna be updated in real time. These post-workout recaps are gonna include your time under tension, total weight lifted, and the amount of moves that you've completed. You'll also see your personal records, unlock achievement badges, and even track your place in the monthly leaderboard. While Tonal does not offer a leaderboard for each individual class that you complete, it does, however, offer a leaderboard over a 30-day span. So your rank on that leaderboard is going to be directly impacted by your dedication to working out, from how many classes you've completed, as well as your total amount of time that you spent working out. This is a great system for anybody who loves a little bit of taste of competition, and it also is going to provide you with an overarching look at your progress. I also really like how Tonal offers personal training in the form of motion sensing technology, thanks to the 17 sensors that are located around the actual Tonal. So this guidance is going to be based on form, range of motion, and pace while you're working out. So anytime you're doing an exercise wrong, or maybe you just need to take a step back away from the Tonal, it's gonna tell you when to do so. I found this to be really helpful as I was working out. There was a couple times I was performing an exercise wrong, and I just didn't really even notice that my form was a tad bit off. The only downside with this though is that, when you're doing an exercise where your back is actually facing Tonal, you're gonna have to listen for that chime that goes off every single time one of the prompts pops up on the screen, and then turn your head around just to see what you did wrong. So let's talk about some technology now, and if you haven't been paying attention and you can't tell by now, there's a lot here with Tonal. So this is a 24-inch touchscreen right here for you to scroll through and select whatever class you want to do. The weight is done electromagnetically within the Tonal, and this is going to cap out at 200 pounds, but that's a 1-to-1 ratio. So for example, if you have 200 pounds selected, well, you better have 200 pounds of force, or else that weight is not gonna move. You can also connect your Apple Music or your Spotify account directly to your Tonal. That way you don't have to mess with your phone at all while you're working out. The arms on the Tonal are gonna move up and down, allowing you to work out your upper body and your lower body, but they also rotate in and out, which will come in handy during specific exercises. The cool thing is though that your instructor is gonna tell you exactly where the arms need to be positioned, and the monitor itself has indicators that show you where the arms currently are positioned and where they need to be. I also really like how the smart handles and the clamp that goes on your barbell and your rope attachment allow you to turn the digital weight on and off whenever necessary. And don't forget, the weight will automatically increase to fit your strength or decrease if you're struggling. That way you can really lift until failure. There's also a chains mode that's gonna make the weight kick in at different moments, whether you're pushing it away from you or pulling it to you, just kind of depending on the movement that you're doing. This is also gonna allow you to give your best at all times. Okay, so let's talk about the build now with Tonal. We've got a mixture of plastic and steel here. I did in fact chat with a Tonal rep, but they weren't able to tell me the gauge steel that they used on the framework right here. It's a little over 4 feet tall, just under 2 feet wide, and it hangs out about 5 inches or so from your wall. And since it, once again, it does have to be mounted, remember your studs need to be around 16 inches apart or 24 inches apart. Anything bigger or smaller than that, it's just simply not gonna work. Now, obviously, the monitor right here is made from glass, so you could potentially break it if something were to hit it, so definitely just want to be careful with it. That's a chunk of change that you don't want to replace. Your smart handles and your barbell are both made from steel, while the rope attachment is pretty much exactly what you'll find at any gym you walk into, and your foam roller, your yoga mat, and your weight bench are all about what you would expect from any other ones out there as well. All right guys, let's go ahead and do a quick walk around with the Tonal now, and I'm just gonna show you basically how everything functions. So when you go to the home screen, you're gonna find a lot of different workouts right here on the get-go. There's trending for your goal, trending this week, as well as new workouts that have gotten uploaded. They're gonna be right here on this homepage. Now, if you go to Explore, there's a lot of different options for you as well. There's a For You page. This is a bunch of different programs that are based around your goals specifically. And it's all broken apart right here too. As you can see, chest, shoulders, back, triceps, biceps. I mean, everything is right here. Most popular by strength, high intensity, yoga. There's a lot of different things here. Also really like though, if you go to workouts, everything is categorized from strength to boxing to family fitness, kickboxing. There's a lot of different stuff for you to choose from right here. And this is, more new workouts, trending, and popular workouts as well right here. I really like how if you go to filters, all these different filters you can select from. So you can go from type of coach you want, whoever that may be. You can go to duration, body region, muscle group, completed workouts, save workouts, all that's gonna be right here for you to select, and that's a really nice touch. Now, if you go to programs, there's a bunch of different ones for you to choose from as well. There's power building, go big or go home too. There's a lot of different ones right here. And there's a coaches tab, that way you can just find all the coaches that are on here, and there's a lot, and you can scroll through it. So there's one specifically that you like. They lead the classes in a specific way that you like. They're right here, and you can find all of their classes. If you go up on the top right here is the custom. This is where you're gonna create your own custom workout programs. That's a really nice touch. You can do your own splits for the week, really whatever you wanna do, that's gonna be right here. So if you pull down on this bar right here from the top, it's where you control your brightness, your volume, your Bluetooth. You can connect your smart handles and that clamp right here, as well as make your Tonal go to sleep and even adjust your music settings. All right, let's go ahead and break down all these accessories for you as well. I'm gonna go ahead and kick this off with the foam roller and the yoga mat. These are both pretty basic and pretty much exactly what you'll find all across the market. Now, with this barbell, it's pretty cool. The knurling, you do have a bit of a knurling right here to provide you some sort of grip, but it's a little passive in my opinion. It's better than nothing though. Now, this is that clamp I was talking about. As you can see, it just goes right on your barbell. It's super easy to put it on and take it off. Just simply open it up and it's gonna clamp right down on there for you. So that button right here, that's the smart technology. That's what's gonna kick in the weight or turn it off whenever necessary. And this is also able to go onto your rope attachment as well, which is pretty nice. Now, speaking of the rope attachment, this is also pretty standard. It's a nylon rope. It's pretty much what you're gonna find in every single commercial gym that you go in. However, I really do like these smart handles right here. Now, these are really cool. So you have that button right here. That's what's gonna be the same thing as the clamp, allow you to turn the weight on or off with just a simple click of a button. But before you do all of that, it has to be paired up to your Tonal. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So you pull down on this bar right here, click on this Smart Accessories button, click Add New, and as that's searching, just click and hold this button right here, and it's gonna connect right away. Now, if it doesn't do it the first time, just simply repeat that process, and it'll work. All right, and so to connect your attachments to the cable arms, it's pretty easy. You're just gonna slide this right into that opening right here, give it a twist, and no matter how hard you pull, it's not gonna come out. And to take it out, it's just reverse order, twist it, pull it out, and it's really easy to do. Now, I'm gonna show you how to adjust the arms. So to make them go up and down, there's a lever right here. You just simply pull on it. That's gonna allow it to go down or up as you need it to do. There's a button right here on the side. Click that in and you'll be able to rotate it out or in. That's gonna be, varying across all the workouts you do. And there's this little guy right here, you pull out on it, and that's what makes it go up or down for your workouts. Okay, so who should purchase the Tonal? Well, if you're new to fitness and you don't really know what you're doing, I think you're gonna love that every single class is led by an instructor and they're gonna show you the proper way to perform every single exercise. If you're somebody like myself and you love competition, you kind of thrive off of it, I think you're gonna love the monthly leaderboard. It's gonna pin you head to head to the rest of the Tonal community over a 30-day span. And if you're tight on space and you still wanna have some sort of home gym, I think this is a really good option for you, especially because it doesn't take up a whole lot of space, especially when the arms are folded in. Okay, so who should not purchase Tonal? Well, let's talk about the money first. Once again, you'll be spending $4,000 on just this one piece of equipment, and that's a lot of money. So if you don't want to do that, then I'd advise you don't do that and look for some cheaper alternatives. This is also going to come down to some personal preference as well. If you're one of those people who loves working out with a barbell, or maybe grabbing a classic pair of dumbbells, if you have the amount of space for all that gear, then I'd suggest going out and finding all of that gear. And lastly, it really comes down to weight resistance. Once again, Tonal maxes out at 200 pounds. It's still in a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning you have to have that amount of force to be able to move that amount of weight, but eventually you will run into the problem of not having enough weight resistance. And that's something you really won't have to worry about with a barbell and even with some dumbbells. Well, that's a wrap on today's review over the Tonal home gym. This thing's honestly a beast and you're gonna feel the burn while you're working out. This is a great space-saving option for a lot of people out there since it only requires around 7 square feet of space or so to get a proper workout in. 200 pounds of resistance may not seem like a lot for everybody, but since it does in fact operate on a 1-to-1 ratio, it's gonna be plenty for a lot of y'all watching. The companion app is a great tool. It allows you to track your progress over time. The smart technology is an awesome feature in my opinion, and it allows you to turn the weight on or off with just a simple click of a button. And remember, Tonal is gonna adapt to your strength level and increase your weight resistance over time. That way you can actually progressively overload your muscles. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this video was really helpful and that I was able to show you exactly what Tonal brings to the table. As always, stay tuned for my next video, but for now, head over to BarBend.com and you can read more about this awesome product right here. All you have to do is search BarBend Tonal Home Gym Review and you'll find everything that I talked about here today. I'll see y'all next time.